Hey everybody out there, this is Tino Krebins coming at you with another story. And the top story on the Gaming News Reddit page, that's been the top story for a while, is that Activision patents online matchmaking based on purchases. So I know it's a little bit of a dated meme. It's not that fresh, it's not that funky fresh, but I've been sick, so just bear with me here. I apologize for that, but I will speak on this now. So, that being said, let's jump right into it. So, Activision just put out a patent that will, without getting into the whole specifics of the thing, because you watch anyone else's video, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to just look at the patent yourself. Just Google Activision patent. You can read the whole thing in detail. But essentially, what it does is it's matchmaking or multiplayer games that are based off of if you haven't spent any money on. Here it is in a nutshell. If you haven't spent any money on the game, like say Call of Duty or Battlefield or something like that, you haven't bought battle packs or you haven't bought this, you haven't bought that, you haven't put any money into the game itself. What they'll do is that they'll match you up against other players on the other team that are like so kitted. Like there's this one dude who's the top of the leaderboard. He's got like, you know, all this stuff. He stole his mom's credit card to buy all those battle packs to get all those weapons. He's got the crazy skins for him, and you see this dude flying around and dominating this match. And Activision with this patent makes you want to go, huh, I want to do that too. But how do I do that? And then they advertise, oh, hey, we saw that you got this, you got just like bent over in this last game because of this gun. If you buy these battle packs for $2 a piece, you can get this gun too. And, and then you think, okay, but based off of this kind of this thought process, they assume that you'll go, yeah, okay, I can get in on that. Yeah, let me buy that gun so that I become that dude and I dominate every match. But guess what? There's a little caveat there. Every time you see your name in that winner spot, or every time your team gets put up in that winner spot, the only winner, you may have won the game, but Activision wins entirely because they have your money, they have your neighbor's money, and they have his neighbor's money, and so on ad infinitum until nobody has anything. Like where does it end at that point? Because it can snowball. I mean, I can put on my tinfoil hat right here and just say, oh, well, then everybody will buy battle packs, and then Activision will be huge, and then Activision will buy EA, and then they'll form a giant spinning laser shooty ball in the sky, and it'll go around and it'll blow up planets because Darth Vader said so. No. What I'm saying is that, in reality, they're just trying to push these, so they'll either alienate their casual players, or they'll make the casual players pay exorbitant amounts of money to have the facade of, skill. So what it also does is it kind of alienates these people who just have natural talent to the game. Like say for example, it's Battlefront. EA won't be able to use this kind of style of matchmaking because Activision patented it, but still. The point is that they'll be able to pay out for all these star cards and all this stuff, and it's kind of the meme going around that Battlefront 2 is pay to win now, and so on. That's a different video. I might make it, I don't know. But anyway, we're talking about this now. So it makes people pay for their skill, and so it makes people skeptical of the people that are actually good at the game, saying that they didn't earn it because they're just naturally good at it. And it's like, oh, well, you just stole your mom's and your dad's credit card to go buy all these star cards and so on. So that's why you're so good at the game. And so it kind of puts a sour taste in your mouth about being good at their game. And I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right at all. But in the case of in terms of business and how businesses are run, I'm surprised that no one expected this sooner, or that it had already been going on. Like, I don't understand how this is like news to somebody that a business is really trying to, especially Activision of all companies, is trying to screw its customers out of each and every penny. Like, hasn't that kind of been the overall tone of the AAA industry lately? Like microtransactions, like people were in such a tizzy about those, but then this comes out and people are like, "Oh, how could they?" It's like, there were a lot of signs. There were a lot of signs of this before. That's just the way it goes, man. That's business. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but you continue to support this industry by saying, "Oh well, I'll buy it out of spite because I still want to win, but I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna poo-poo all over it because that's the way that I'm gonna still try and at least have fun, but then I'm gonna go on forums and bitch about it when it doesn't when it works out to the way I thought." It's like, no, just like kind of put a business sense on this for a second. I mean, yeah, it's evil, it's bad, but people still buy it. People still feed into it. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's just the way it goes. And until we speak with our money, until we just completely cut this off at its head, at its core, then it's never going to go anywhere. Like for example, like people were so upset about these microtransactions in Shadow of War. And the day after or even the day that it came out, there were so many people, oh, Shadow War is awesome. Shadow War this, Shadow War that. Top 10 things that are great about Shadow War. Like a week ago, you would have laughed at at that kind of video title. But now, all of a sudden, it's okay because you like the game. Like, people flip-flop constantly, and which is okay. People are entitled to their opinion, whether it be the same as the listeners or not, and differing. But what I don't like is when people constantly change off of like they flip flop. What I don't like is that they flip flop and they constantly go back and forth as to the popular opinion or whatever's going to get them the most clicks. There's no backbone anymore. And I hate to admit this, but the only person, in my opinion, that has backbone nowadays is Jim Sterling. He's the and I hate saying that, but it still rings true. He's the only person that has been constantly going after microtransactions in the same manner with the same tone over and over and over again. His stance never unchanging. He's never given a pass to a game just because it's good. As soon as it has he has his beliefs and he's standing up for them. Even if he likes the game, he still makes it very clear that he does not like the fact that it's very corporate. But if that's the way that if that's the way that you like to play games, there's tons of video games that do not even include online interaction, you know? But if that's the way that you enjoy video games is through online interaction, then I'm sorry, man, I don't know what to tell you. You got to start speaking with your money or else this industry is not going to change. Because they keep seeing these enormous numbers from these consumers, from these customers, people like the person listening to this that still feeds into this kind of industry. And I hate to say it, but you kind of are to blame. It's time for people to start owning up to it. And I'm sorry, it really sucks. But that's why, like, my game library for PS4 is abysmal. It's so tiny because I don't want to feed into the kind of stuff that I don't want to feed into that to this kind of industry. I'm speaking with my money. And then someone coming back at me could say, "Oh, well, you just don't like having fun." But it's like, no, I just have my integrity. But I'm not calling anyone out that still supports the industry. All I'm saying is just know what you're getting into. Know what you're paying into. That's all. Just own it. You own the game. Now own your choice. It's not that hard. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to get a rise out of anybody. I'm just trying to give you understanding. If you feed into that, and even if you don't own it, we can still be friends. But don't expect me to take your side in any argument because I can't get behind somebody who won't even get behind themselves. So with that being said, Activision, whatever, you're doing your business thing. They said that they didn't do this in games prior. They were just doing this so that they can do it from here on out. I believe that's worth a load of shit. But there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell now because from now on, it'll be that. You have to, if you want to be competitive, if you want to be good at the game, you got to spend more than $60 because you will no longer get by on skill alone. You'll be going up against some little 12-year-old that stole both his mom's, dad's, and his mom's credit card, and he's just bought everything. He's so kitted. He's got 30 minutes into the game, and those 30 minutes are just from, buying all the gear. So Activision's just doing business stuff. The community's doing community stuff. Nobody's happy. It's a wonderful time to be alive. It's a wonderful time to be a gamer. Anyway, this has been Tino Krebins. I'd love to hear what you guys know about this. leave me a comment down there. I want to know what you guys think about this. I want to know where my community stands. My community may be small, but I love each and every one of you because you took the time to hit that subscribe button or that like or dislike button. Hey man, it's your choice. You're entitled to your shitty opinion. I've been Tino Krebins, and I'll see you guys in the next story.